everybody, and welcome to Jams and Cocktails, the 18th episode of Jams and Cocktails. My name is Brad Brock, and I will be your host tonight. Tonight's topic is Back to the Grind, and we'll be reflecting on the first full weekend return to gigging for many of our local artists here on the Treasure Coast, and share with you some of their experiences on our journey to getting back to something normal. I'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight. As always, we're checking the comments, so we are live and reading them, so please join our conversation and tell us what you're drinking tonight and shout out. Tonight, we also have a special treat for you. We'll be bringing you an exclusive peek at some brand new music from our good friend and Jams and Cocktails alum, singer-songwriter Deal James. So stick around for that. We got a brand new video from him and brand new music from Deal James. Before we get into our show, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to the Brad Brock Music channel on YouTube and join the Jams and Cocktails Facebook group, and the link for that group is here in the description of this video that you're watching. Awesome. I'd like to introduce you to our panel of usual suspects. Give it up for Miss Jordan Taylor.
Woo-woo. Hello, everyone.
And our guest panelist tonight is my dear sister and author of the Bad Bitch Bible blog, Miss Elly Brock. And playing the voice of God tonight is the one and only Steve Santos.
I will be Brad's conscience for the evening.
That's terrible. Unfortunately, we didn't have a camera extension cord long enough to reach out to see God, so we just get to hear him like usual, I suppose. I have to admit, before we get this show going, I think we're gonna have to dive right in to the shot of the week, because it has been just such a time. Yes. I don't know about you guys. This whole process of getting back to normal and just going through the whole quarantine. Not to say that we are done with everything, even remotely closely, but the idea that we are slowly starting to get things back together and get back to the grind has really given me an opportunity to reflect recently on just the whole experience. And it's incredibly humbling now to get back to my regular music gigs and see people come out and see faces I've not seen in a while, because I really haven't seen any faces in a while.
Besides this one.
Yeah, besides that one, which I guess it could be a lot worse.
Yes.
But,
a lot better, a lot worse.
Right. But it's been my pleasure to continue to bring you guys updates about our music scene and continue to interview our artists remotely. And I was able to catch up with a few of them to get some of their experiences, some of their accounts of getting back into the groove of things. So we'll get to that. But first, I think we need to get to our shot of the day.
I can take a hint.
Yeah, you take a hint. Miss Elly Brock is going to make our shot of the day over there. She's our bartender, and she's getting better every week.
I don't know where we would be without her.
All right. So tonight's shot of the week is probably my favorite shot. It's one of my go-tos, and it's between that and usually a green tea, but it's a Washington apple. So what is a Washington apple? A Washington apple is Crown Royal's usually sour apple pucker, cranberry juice, and a splash of soda. But tonight, because I couldn't find sour apple pucker anywhere, we're switching it up with Crown Royal apple. So we kind of get to skip a step. So if you guys have any of these ingredients at home and you're over 21, of course, mix one up and have a shot with us. Or you can write this down and have it with us another time.
Or if you're not, God won't tell.
God won't tell.
Double the crown.
Right.
Doubling down.
Doubling down, double the crown.
Marvelous.
So while she's mixing that up over there, I'm looking through my notes. Say hi to a few people that are joining us here. Tony Espinosa, has joined us. Jack Hearn has joined. What's up, you guys? Joette. Joette and I used to work together ages ago. Oh boy, here it comes. Thank you.
Oh.
Shots of time.
In your own shot glass.
And Margaret, thank you for joining. Good to see everybody.
Oh, yeah. This is going to taste like angel sweat.
Angel Sweat. That should be one of the names there. Angel Sweat.
Beautiful.
Get
And
your
I'm
life-
back.
And she's back. All right. For the love of God, to all of you out there tuning in, thank you. To all of you here in the studio, we are socially distancing, by the way. We got plenty of space in here, so everybody's quite far. That's good because they don't want to smell me.
True.
But here's to you, and here's to some level of normalcy, as who's the president that said that? Return to normalcy.
I think that was George Bush.
No, it wasn't George Bush. This is like World War II time. Roosevelt, maybe.
That would be FDR then.
Somebody look that up for me. Everybo's got a laptop except for me.
I feel like you're making things up.
I'm not. Anyway, we're gonna get to the bottom of this and legitimate my legitimate.
Have you been
legitimize my
drinking
claim.
already?
Now he's really making
I
words
have.
up.
Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
Washington
Cheers.
Apple.
Happy hump day, you filthy animals.
Oh,
Oh yeah, right.
that's
perfect.
not bad.
We might have to do another one of those.
I got more in the shaker.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey, Jack Kern. Coming in through the comments there. So you guys, just to touch back on our topic of the night, and I do invite you to come into the comments and tell us your experiences, because even though my experience is musicians getting back to the grind and getting back into the venues that have been closed down during this entire quarantine, it extends to everyone that was put out with a stroke of a pen, and to those that had been working but working from home, like Jordan just had her very first day back to her office. How did that go for you, Jordan?
I did. This morning I left with my backpack and my lunch pail, and it was great. It was nice. I had been working from home for 9 weeks to the day, which flew by. Or at least for me, it started out slow, but then I can't believe it's been 9 weeks. So we have all the precautions in place, and yeah, it was really good. It was nice to be back and see everyone. So, yeah.
It's incredible to think that it's been 9 weeks
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we've been doing this.
I counted today when I got there to the day. I was like, what the?
Now, you said that they had things in place. What kind of precautions were they taking there for you?
Well, we got really cute embroidered face masks, but you can bring your own, of course, if you want. And then, we have lab coats if you're going out in our plant, gloves, hand sanitizer. We have like plexiglass or some kind of clear walls to kind of keep everyone in their little cubicle, so to speak, I guess, area.
Now it's really like an isolated cubicle.
Yeah, it's like a maze. When you look from the door into our room, it's like we had to put they made us welcome back signs too, so we put them on the plexiglass so we're not running into them because they're see-through. So it's quite a obstacle, of course.
Like cages in a zoo.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a rat maze.
Yeah.
The desk has the cheese. You had to go find it at your desk.
Yeah, it was so funny. My one coworker, she was like, she's 0 for 2 today with the plexiglass. She had one, like, they have some that are attached to the desks, but then they have some that are just kind of like freestanding. And she knocked that thing over like twice today and almost ran into it like 3 times. So, there's a new learning curve for your surroundings.
It's true.
So.
I feel like that's going to be for not particularly knocking over plexiglass walls, but I think everybody returning to work after not being there or with new changes. It's not like you can get together in a boardroom and go over all the ins and outs.
Yeah, and we also have all the doors have those code keypad locks on them, so the rooms we're allowed in. We have our own personal code now. We used to kind of have like master codes, but also personal codes, but now it's all personal codes to get into certain areas.
So everyone's touching the keypad?
I know. That's what I said. I feel like we should have like a chip card thing that you just kind of like hold up to a reader. It took me so long today to figure out how to get the keypad to like turn on. have to either like put your hand back to it, like cover it up, or push like the bottom corner. I'm like beating the screen, like trying to get it to light up, and I'm like, I don't know how to use these fancy things. So
I don't know about you, but I'm a knuckle puncher. Like any keypad or any pin pad thing, I just like I got a nub and I'm just
nubbing away.
And
it just made no sense. Like, I didn't know where the sweet spot was to make it light up. I was like, I'm hitting everywhere, and something worked eventually, but I was tapping so aggressive rapidly that I didn't know really where.
Sounds like the story of my life.
Yeah,
I just never know the sweet spot.
I was like, they really should have had like a door person to show you how to get into the building today.
Yeah.
But
coming next week will be the microchip implants. An alarm will go off when you get within 6 feet of anybody.
See, it's already starting. Deal James chimed in. He said, "Bad Bitch Bible is the best name for anything I've heard all week."
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we will touch on that because I know that you got a new group page set up on Facebook.
Yeah, I have a link ready to put in the chat. So
perfect. So we'll definitely talk about an article that you just recently put up there that I got to read through briefly. I didn't really get to let it digest, but we're going to talk about that because I think it's relevant, and it reminds me a lot of some of the things that Tony Espinosa says about inner circles and such. So we will touch on that. So you guys, as promised, I put together a little compilation of quotes that I was able to get from local artists here on the Treasure Coast about their experiences. So we're going to play that. But just under the wire, Mr. Chris Springer chimed in with a great little video answering some questions that I had sent to him. And it's always great to see his face. And wait till you guys get a look at Chris's quarantine beard. It's I'm going to tell you, it almost rivals mine.
I was going to say, are you guys in competition indirectly?
Indirectly, I think. we are like, so this is mine.
Epic.
It's epic, right? And I got the little curly Q. So it's funny. My friend Heather, we saw her out. She's a bartender, and she was like, "Every time I see you, you look more pirate." And I was like, "I think that's the goal." So we'll kick off tonight with a little interview with Chris Springer. Enjoy.
Hey, what's up, friends? Chris Springer here. Brad asked me to do a short video on how it's been getting back into the swing of things, and so let's get on it.
How does it feel to be back on stage, Chris?
It was a lot of fun to do the live streaming from the house. It was a great way to stay in touch with friends while this was all going on and while we were all self-quarantining ourselves. But it's way better to be out and just be, live and there in person. And for me, I get to kind of read people. I get to see old friends. I get to see friends that I haven't seen in a while out and about. But also, feed off the energy of the crowd, as it's a reciprocated thing, right? So it feels really good to be back on stage.
How's the landscape and crowd interaction change for you at your show?
At the places that I've played at, it really hasn't. If it has, it seems like it's gotten better. I know that that's not the case everywhere. One thing I've noticed is that there's like this social distancing. I don't know what it is, but like the bar stools are removed, so that's like one of the weird quirky things that I've noticed, but I get it, as far as the recommendations and things like that. But so far so good. It really hasn't changed, and like I said, if anything, it's gotten better.
Do you think some of the things you've experienced will become the new normal moving forward?
I hope not. I know that people are scared. I know that we all want to be safe. We all care about our families and our friends. For me, going into a restaurant and being served by people with face masks on is not something that I'm a fan of. And I just hope that is not something that that's just one of the things. But I just hope that that's not a thing that we have to deal with moving forward. And I hope that the fear is not long lasting. there's so much information out there, and it's hard to make sense of some of it. But I hope that the like social distancing and what are some of the other phrases? But either way, I hope that those things don't become like a permanent way of life for us, at least for even a short look into the future.
What was your overall feeling about being back to the grind?
It felt great, and by back to the grind, I'm going to define that as being back at work. Obviously, that feels great. We all need to be back at work. I can't wait to see everybody out and about again, and love you guys, and thanks, Brad, for asking me to chime in. I've been back at it, and slowly but surely the calendar is either starting to refill with new dates, or the dates that I already had planned are starting to roll back into effect. So hopefully that will continue on, and we don't have any more hiccups, and we can all just be back to normal again, hanging out with each other, hugging each other, and just supporting one another. So anyway, thank you guys, and peace, you guys.
Yeah, Chris Springer.
Aww.
Theo James says, that guy is fucking cool.
Yeah, he's a wonderful lad.
Yep, I agree. And I agree a lot with his sentiment. And I felt like he was kind of holding back on a few things, which is admirable, because I feel split down the middle a lot of times, mainly because I would like everything to go back to normal as quickly as possible. Obviously, I wish that we could rewind it, and it never happened. And I feel like that's the sentiment of a lot of people, everyone really. But there's another side of me that says I know that that's not possible. Even if it was possible, it's in people's heads now that it's not possible, and that is okay. We kind of have to tolerate and be tolerant for the feelings of those people, because it's okay to be scared. And the people that aren't scared per se should still respect the people that are being cautious. And, so I hope going forward, I think the more people are aware of that, the easier it's going to be to transition back into some normal life. But anybody want to weigh in on that?
I like that he touched on like people serving you food with gloves and masks, because like I work in the restaurant business and we have to wear gloves always, but like masks now, and we have the plastic shields in front of the register, and it's just like my favorite part of my job is interacting with my guests, and like now they can't even tell if I'm smiling or not, right. And it's just like it takes that personal aspect away from you and your guests, and that's the part that I hate the most. Yeah,
I agree with that as well. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, no, I don't like the idea of not being able to see people's entire face. You get a lot of communication with people through their smiles and their mouth and their facial gestures. When it's completely obscured by a mask except for their eyes, it's just not a good way to communicate. I understand the whole need for the social distancing and the mask and all that, but it needs to be put in perspective too.
Yeah, no, and I agree. And I feel like that's a double-edged sword as well. Because like Chris even said in his video there, as long as that doesn't become the normal forever, as long as we're not here, 20 years later, everybody just wears masks because, it is what it is, or we've killed our immune system so far that we're not able to get through anything. But
yeah, I don't think it will be.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the norm.
I mean,
it's going to be for a little bit for sure.
Sure, and as it should be, at least through the phases to fully opening.
I mean, people are going to forget about it in time. They do everything.
Yeah, no, you're right. Well, you guys, thank you so much, Chris Springer, for sending that video in under the wire. It was so well done, and I appreciate that. We do have some messages or some quotes from other artists, local artists, such as Stephen D. Hunt, the one-man band extraordinaire. He drop some love to me. Bethany Lynn, who's a wonderful country singer here, Deal James, and Johnny Depp Prestige have all sent in some things, and I compiled a little video for you all to listen to. So enjoy. These are your local artists, and I will narrate them in my best voice, except for, I'm sorry, Beth, I'm not going to be able to do your voice for a while. But here are your artists and their quotes about getting back to the grind. Audiences have been real cool and so happy and appreciative of the music. I'm known to high five and hug everybody. I refrain from that now, and it's tough. Mr. Stephen D. Hunt. Watching staff members work their tails off while wearing masks is humbling and heroic. Stephen D. Hunt. It felt great to be back. I felt revitalized. People are being more generous. They don't want to crowd the area, so they watch at a distance. Miss Bethany Lynn. I feel a little rusty, but it feels good to be back and play some new songs I've been learning. Good to see friends again in person. That's Johnny Depp Prestige. You can feel the energy and excitement to be back out at gigs. You can feel the caution and uneasiness as well. But you remember why you play and who you're playing for. Deal James. Thank you so much to our local artists for sending in those quotes to me. We love you guys, and I'm glad that you're getting back to your gigs out there. It's very, very cool. Since we're on the topic of Deal James, I have the exclusive privilege of sharing some brand new Deal James music and a brand new video with you all today. So sit back with your cocktail, like I'm gonna do, and enjoy some brand new Deal James music. This is called Wolf Mother.
Leave her alone, she will fix it herself. Leave her alone, never ask for your help. You push a stubborn mother bone from the back of her wolves into the corner of her home. She's got nothing to lose. She's gonna go for your throat at the least. You're gonna run harder. Remember her teeth. Can you be the one to bring her peace of mind? Will you be her net, but let her fall? Do we really heal when someone else provides the medicine we need to clean the bite? Push her around, she will return to her feet. You talk her down, never needed a speech. She's got a chest full of bones that I need to know. Watch her hide them from herself, then she'll put on a show. She's gonna go, oh, oh, she did it again. You gonna run, oh, oh, she skipped to the end. Can you be the one to bring her peace us, and we need to clean the mind.
Oh, yeah. That is brand new, hot off the press, Deal Jane music. Thanks, Deal, for sending that over and allowing me to debut that here on the Jams and Cocktails podcast. Once again, I love what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to.
You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
It sounded like AFI. Kind
AFI?
of, like Miss Murder, kind of. I don't know, like that voice.
What do you think over there?
What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think I
A
was
little
ever like really big into AFI. I mean, that was kind of. I don't know. It was not a time for me.
You were already out of your hard metal
Yeah.
emo phase or whatever.
Sure.
Whatever AFI is.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Whatever they're categorized as.
I like the video. It was kind of reminiscent of like early 80s MTV.
Right? You know, I was going to say, you know what's better than one Deal James is two Deal Jameses.
What a deal. 2 for 1. Oh.
Oh,
Have we got
Wrong
a deal
button.
for you?
Oh, boy.
there we go. I found it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, man. Deal James. You guys want to check out Deal James, go to Deal James on YouTube, or you can check him out on Facebook. Deal is his real first name. So definitely check him out. And thanks again, Deal, for sending that in. You guys.
Brad,
Yes.
this is your conscience.
Oh, no. I don't want to talk to you, Conscience.
You need another shot.
Oh yeah. We do have that going on.
Listen, it's calling for you.
Hey,
If you're,
Brad.
if you're just joining us, our shot of the week is the Washington apple. So
Brad, drink me.
you want to throw that together real quick, and we're gonna do a Washington apple shot. Cheers, you guys.
Salud.
Salud. Oh yeah, that's lovely. So good. So good, so good. Well, you guys, we as always, we're watching the comments here. Let's see. Jordan says Chris is a gem, of course. Austin Beal, thanks for joining us. Janet, JJ, thanks for joining us. Camille joined us. Nice to see you. Oh, well, you guys, we do have some celebrity birthdays. Some big ones, in fact.
Now, mine's not till January.
One big one. He's no longer with us. He actually passed away in 2014. But Joe Cocker, having a birthday today. Cher, believe it or not, is still around at 74 years old. She was born in 1946.
Dang.
Cher, I wish I had a photo because she still looks pretty good.
She still looks 50.
I know. I still look 50. Oh, still. Should I do it again? Yeah, I'm going to do it again. And a very special birthday. It's not today. It's tomorrow. But because I'm not going to be here on the show tomorrow, I have to give a massive shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mike Bamonte from the Hitbox Recording Studio. Yeah, Mike. I wish I could have found a really nice, embarrassing photograph to put up here, but I wasn't able to.
With his birthday suit on?
Yeah, with his birthday suit on.
Too far?
No, never too far.
At least one with the nips out. You know how he does that move?
Yeah, I wonder if
Bamonte
he's still...
move.
Bamonte, if you're out there listening, you had to let us know about how your quarantine hair is going, or if you've decided to trim it. Because it was getting pretty intense there for a little while.
Yeah, and the stash.
Yeah, when we had a Johnny Depp on the show, he was rocking that quarantine hair pretty hard. It was good. And the stash. Yeah. So, you guys want to play a game?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. What do you say, Jordan?
Okie doke.
Yeah.
Okie
Yeah.
doke.
Okay. So,
Is it the music one? Is it Name That Tune?
I hate that game.
It is Name That Tune.
Oh.
It is Name That Tune.
Oh, I was banking on that. It was
It's
something
Name That
different.
Tune. We love Name That Tune. So I took into consideration last week,
That we're young.
How awful we did. Okay, good.
and I decided to make it tremendously easier for you. So
Yay.
I say this so you can't screw it up now because it'll make you look real bad. These are incredibly easy. Is there still the sheets of paper up there? And the markers?
I have paper.
All right. I think the marker is still on the bar there.
There's one marker. Does Jordan have a marker? It's not like we wrote on these last time.
I know. Okay, never mind. That was a it was a, what do they call it? A pipe dream?
Yeah.
So
We'll do it next week.
No one can read my handwriting anyways.
Right.
Nah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Ellie doesn't really have a proper desk over there, so it'll be
Yeah.
kind of tough to write it down. We'll have to get like whiteboards or something.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be fun.
We'll do that. We'll do that next time. Put that on a.
Put that on the list.
If you're out there wanting to support our show, you can go to Amazon and buy us whiteboards and send it to my house. That'd be perfect. So, today's category is disco, disco, disco.
Oh.
Disco, disco,
Oh.
disco. Yeah? How do you feel about that? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean,
Great.
Yeah, disco, disco, disco.
okay.
You guys at home can play. So what we're going to do is we're going to play it. I know there's a little bit of a delay. We're going to let it ride for a minute while our panelists mull things over. And we'll see if any guesses come through on the comments. What do you say? You want to play?
Please help us, audience.
All right. We tried this last time, and it was a complete failure, but I'm going to try it again with 3 of us in the boxes. So I think I got it sorted out. Drew just came in and said it's Terry, who's his wife, mom's birthday today. 2, happy birthday, Terry's mom. We love you out there in Texas. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. All right. Bear with us. Let's see if this works. We'll see you on the other side. Here we go.
Very short intro.
All right. I know. I think I need to make it a little longer because it doesn't give me a whole lot of time to get the cameras right. But I think we're there. I think we're live.
Yep.
Hope you guys can see us out there. Are you, my panelists, ready for your first clue? Yeah.
We are ready.
Okay. Remember, God. We are.
Yes.
You can help us too.
Yes, you can help, but we have to wait a little bit and see if our guests tuning in.
God
We'll be
does
able to
not
do
need
it.
a camera. Just close your eyes.
It's fair.
We'll be there.
It's fair.
Bring on the shame.
Here we go. First clue: disco, disco, disco.
Oh, I know this one.
I do too.
Yeah, of course. See what I
You
tell
played. You played more of
Yeah.
it. That was it.
Yeah.
Well,
If
you can't cut that beautiful
if you,
piano
yeah, I was
solo.
gonna say
off.
if you would have cut it out before that
Right.
little earlier, would have had no idea.
Yeah.
Jordan, I gotta. I can't do it. Let's
That's
say
okay. Do I need to come here?
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
You're fine. All right. We're going to do it one more time for our guests out there in viewer land. Not that I think you need it. I want to learn how to play that. I just wanna
Right?
rock
That is
at some point.
beautiful.
Okay. So nobody's chiming in straight away. So all at once. What is it?
1, 2, 3. I will survive.
Okay.
It's
No one-
that song that the dog was singing in Men in Black 2.
Yep, that also. Jack Hearn, right under the buzzer. Gloria Gaynor. Drew, it's not Donna Summers. However, I believe that a lot of people would assume that.
Yeah.
You know? But Gloria Gaynor, I will survive. So beautiful. Are you ready for your second clue?
Yes.
All right. Amy Alex just joined. What's up, Amy?
Amy.
Just in time for Name That Tune. Here we go. Second clue.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I know. You guys out there in Homeland, you chime in first. Here it is one more time. I said I was going to make this easy.
I know. So you set the bar real low for us this week.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I need to find the benchmark and then move up from there, you guys.
Let's start on easy mode.
Polyester leisure.
All right. While they're mulling it over there. Drew, Staying Alive. You got it this time. Everybody get that one? Everybody here on the panel?
By
Yes.
the Bee Gees.
Yes. And God?
Yes.
I got it. All right. Are you guys ready for your third and final clue?
Yes.
Third and final clue. Here we go.
Aw.
I know, you kind of want it to keep going, right?
Yeah, throwback.
All right, one more time for our viewers out there. Name that tune. Oh.
We need to have a dancing party.
All right.
Dance party.
Turn the lights on.
Oh, you can't even see my butt.
Aw.
I tried it. Yes, Jack, it was the Bee Gees before. Camille's a dancing queen. All right. Ding, ding. But who is it by?
That person that sung it.
Who is ABBA?
I was about to say ABBA.
And what does ABBA spelled backwards spell? ABBA. Ah, it is. All right, you guys.
Trick
Abba dabba
question.
doo.
Thank you for playing. Name that tune. Ooh, that's a loud applause for us.
It's because I'm here.
All right, back to our regularly scheduled.
Well, I feel much better about our music skills.
We'd hope.
It's all about you.
All right, you guys. Oh, and all of our comments queued up there. All right, that was fun. That was easier, right? Oh, I think I have to turn everybody's camera back on. This is always fun. This is my favorite part of the day. In fact, I have a little fly on my computer screen, and I didn't realize what it was until it moved, and it kind of scared me a little. So there's that. All right. Oh, we're gonna get this right here. There we are.
You need a longer outro, too.
Right.
Get everything back together.
I know. All right. What's everybody out there in Viewerland drinking tonight? I'm drinking some scotch. I finally got to re-up my Doers.
I got a rum and Coke over here.
Rum and Coke.
Yes.
Cuba Libre,
Yeah.
as it is. God, what are you drinking over there?
God.
Angel tears.
Angel Tears. And Jordan, what are you sipping on over here?
Glorious H2O.
That's high quality H2O.
We're the only degenerates tonight.
That's okay. Good to be degenerate.
Deplorable.
But I have to be good. Why? Because it's been 9 weeks we've established since I've had a gig on a Thursday after podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been able to kind of go ham the last few shows, which explains the terrible quality of them. But I do have a show coming up. I will be back at Manatee Island in Fort Pierce tomorrow, moving forward every other Thursday, just as it was before. So I'm going to let you guys know where you can find me this weekend. Brad Brock Live tomorrow at 5:30. I will be at Manatee Island in Fort Pierce. So come out there and check it out. We'll be up under the Tiki Bar. This Friday at 8 p.m., I will be at Shindig Irish Pub in Port St. Lucie. So you can come out there and hang out there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be inside or outside. I think they might set up a little makeshift deal outside on the patio. But we'll see. Anyway, that's where I'll be on Friday. And, of course, Saturday afternoon, I will be at Costa de Este Beach Resort in Vero Beach, poolside by the ocean. It's beautiful. It's owned by Gloria Stefan, and she keeps a really nice resort. So it's a nice place to go and social distance and have your own little table out there and enjoy some lunch and some live music. So, yeah. Yay. Back to live music. And, of course, as I had mentioned, the topic of the show is Back to the Grind. And as far as me, I am so happy to be back to the grind. I played a few places this weekend. Over the weekend, I was at Hurricane Grill and Wings out there in Palm City. That was really nice under their Tiki Bar. And it was a great time. It was actually pretty busy. I had some friends come out. But they were taking precautions as well. And no seats at the bar and things like that. Went to Sneaky Tiki on Sunday for Sunday Fun Day. We were doing the same, and it was a great time for some more than others.
Yeah. The greatest time you'll never remember.
Oh, we got some characters in the group here, and it was so funny. She put together this whole excursion, and
So excited.
And enjoyed every bit of it.
yeah.
All 30 minutes.
No, you're a trooper, Jen, and we love you. And I was sad to see you go, but I understand.
We've all been there.
Right.
She had a great time. We all told her so.
Be rest assured, Jen, I've probably been there a lot more than you.
Speaking
Jen.
against his conscience, a lot more than not.
Yeah. That's fair too. No. We did have a good time out there. It was really nice to get back to Sneaky Tiki for a Sunday Fun Day. It had been a long time, and it was nice to see some great familiar faces and stay real far away from all of you.
Right.
As far as you can. It's kind of a narrow spot, but we had a good time. Looking through my notes here. So, Elly,
Yes.
unfortunately, well, you guys, I'm going to put you on hold for a second there,
Okay.
Elly. I was not able to get a video from Tony. We had a little technological snafu, but he apologized for not getting a video out here, and we weren't able to get it sorted, but we're going to get back next year. Next week. But luckily for us, we have another motivational blogger here in the house at our disposal, Miss Elly Brock.
How convenient.
How convenient. Elly Brock, of course, is the author of the Bad Bitch Bible blog on Facebook, so you can go and check that out. Bad Bitch Bible, join that group and like that page. She has tons of really, really great insight and motivational things geared a lot towards being bad bitches and empowering women, of course, but men can actually find this very interesting as well, and I do, not just because I'm partial or biased, but it's very good information, and you're very, very smart, and you know a lot about what you're talking about. So would you like to drop a little knowledge bomb? Let's talk about your most recent article, Bad Person or Bad for Me.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, we've all experienced that person that, like, and love, but you know that whether it's just right then and there or it's been a long time coming where they're not good for you. They're either not supportive, they've got their own shit going on, they got their own baggage, and they're just not in a position to be supportive to you. And it doesn't make them a bad person. It just makes them bad for you right then. And Tony's touched on it before too. Mm-hmm. Your inner circle. Mm-hmm. You want to surround yourself with people that are going to help better you and push you forward, not people that are going to drag you down into their shit or, hold you back. We all have that person that doesn't want to see us succeed because they're not succeeding. They're not doing the best that they can do. So those people, it's okay to distance yourself from those people. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between someone who's a bad person and the people that are bad for you. Like, a bad person's going to intentionally hurt you. Someone that's bad for you isn't trying to do it to be malicious, but they're not helping you either.
Right. No, sure. And it makes a lot of sense, especially if you're in a transitional phase in your life where you are going from what you've always been doing to taking either that step up or changing directions completely, which a lot of us have gone through in our lives, where we just realize that what we were doing and what we've been doing just wasn't working, and we decide to move in a different way. The thing is, when you're in that kind of stream with the people that you're in, we're all just kind of cruising down the same stream. So when you start bucking the system, those people want to continue and want to pull you down that way. And that's when you decide that, like you said, it doesn't make them bad people because they're just doing their thing. Mm-hmm. They want you to come with them, but that makes them bad for you in that part. Now, there's a difference when you're talking about perhaps being in a relationship with somebody that's bringing you down emotionally, which is also incredibly damaging.
Yeah. And it's, as you grow through life, everyone goes through massive changes in their life. I recently went through one, and I lost a lot of people that I love and still care about to this day, but just the path that I chose to go on, they either weren't supporting it in the ways that I needed it to, or, just weren't on the same page with me. And I still got love for them, and I want to see them do well, but I don't need them near me. And they're good people. They're just not good for me.
Right.
And that's okay.
Absolutely. And then, of course, there are the bad people that are just genuinely bad.
Yeah, you have the people that are, nothing is good. The people where even if you have great news, or there's something good, they never see the positive in it. They're always, looking to either start drama or be involved in it. Those people could be bad people because they're drawn to that negative shit, and that's what they consume themselves with. Well, if you have that much bad shit around you, guess what? You're going to do bad things, say bad things, make bad choices. And that's not to say that they don't have a chance to change that. Everyone has that opportunity to be a different person every day that you wake up. You could be an asshole the day before or the year before, but if you wake up one day and you're like, I don't want to do that anymore, you have that right.
Right.
And if there's people in your life that are going to be like, oh, well, you're this, this, and this. Like, no, I'm not trying to be that way anymore. Like, leave them in the past. That's the past.
Right.
And they're, and again, may not be bad people, but bad for you.
Right. So you have bad people, bad for you people, and then you have the saints that that literally just kind of mediate all of the in between, and these are the people that sacrifice their own jams to help these bad people get to good. And maybe that's an article idea. Perhaps.
Yeah, those are the people that you want in your life every step of the way, because no matter what, no matter how many falls you take or, whatever you go through, they know that you're good intentionally,
Right.
Like all of your intentions are good and pure, even if you fuck up from time to time, and they're just like, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I have a few people like that in my life.
Aww.
I wish I had like a little zoom in, zoom out button. That one there. No. So what's the call to action? What do you do when you recognize that you have a bad person or a bad for you person in your life?
You just got to set boundaries. That's the biggest thing. If there's a point where you can't have real conversations with them anymore, you have to distance yourself, like, may not be forever, but it's got to be for right then. If that's something where you can't have a conversation without it turning negative or hostile or just not being a supportive conversation, it's okay to no longer speak to that person for a little bit. And you can be honest. You can just be like, hey, listen, like, we're in two different places of our life right now. This isn't working. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to hurt me. So let's just take some distance. And then, when we get our shit together, let's meet up again. It's okay to do that, and people should be more understanding of that. It's not you. It's just the situation. It's what I'm going through.
Right.
But yeah, like, no one has to put up with someone that's going to not make you feel good about yourself just because you love that person.
Yeah, love is a funny thing, and certainly it's funny in a way that it could deceive you into believing just what you said, that you have to, because you love this person, you have to sacrifice your well-being. It's one thing to sacrifice yourself for their betterment, but if they're not trying to be better, it seems a little redundant. And
right. Yeah. And I'm not saying like anybody that says anything negative towards you, just like cut them out of your life. Like you gotta choose your battles,
right?
And figure out what's worth losing and what's not, but if you have someone where continuously you feel not great about yourself when you're talking to them about things that are important to you, take a look at that and see, you know, you guys just might not be in the same place on the same path.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. It doesn't make them bad. It
Well,
doesn't make you bad.
What does RuPaul say, babe?
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here?
Amen.
And also, Jeremy just chimed in, and he said, when in doubt, cut them out.
When in doubt, cut them out. It's a great quote. So since we're talking to you, Elly, I guess it's a good a time as any to get into our shameless plugs. Shameless. So Elly, give us your shameless plugs about the Bad Bitch Bible and anything else that you got going on.
Yeah, so Bad Bitch Bible, I put a link in the chat. I'll put another one in there. I did do a new page and group just because it gives me a little more information on my site traffic and things like that, which are important when you're a growing business and you want to get views and likes and stuff. So I'd appreciate it if everyone that was in the previous group can go and like the page, and then there's an option you can join the group.
Absolutely.
Every Tuesday, I put articles up. I am hoping that within the next couple of months, we will get a live website going. And then you can still stay on the social media. It'll direct you to the website, hopefully, if everything works out well. I'm still working on doing video blogs. That's kind of a process right now. But for right now, articles every Tuesday. If you're on the page or in the group, you can, request for whatever, if there's anything that you're going through in your life or anything you want advice on, I'll write an article and do my best to kind of, give you my insight on it.
Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Jordan, did you find out anything new about Indian River Select, one of our good friends, longtime juice company here on the Treasure Coast? Jordan is a faithful employee there and just had her very first day back on the grind, back in the office there.
Well, I did learn that March and April were our most profitable months.
No,
So
you don't
I
say
know.
orange juice.
Just saying.
The juice company was your most
Ever
profitable
in the
ever.
history of the world.
I just need
And
vitamin C. I just need it.
we just got our scorecard from Publix, and we got 100%.
Yeah,
So we're kind of a big deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Look out, world.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Very,
that was
very
exciting.
good. And as always, Jordan is the coupon queen. So
yes.
if you guys don't know about Indian River Select and you want to get down on it, reach out to Jordan Taylor on Facebook, or you could reach out to me, and we will send you.
We'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, we'll get you the hookup. We will send you coupons for free product or discounted product there.
Juice plug.
Juice plug. I feel like we need to have a graphic for that.
Absolutely.
All right, Jordan.
It's so juiciful.
So juiciful. You said that earlier.
Yeah, in a voicemail I got when I got back to work today, we had 78 voicemails, and the one guy was like, "Have a beautiful and a juiciful day," or something like that, or a juiciful day, and I thought it was the most cute, adorable little thing I've ever heard.
I think you guys should hire him for a,
I know,
for a
I'm
marketing position.
I feel a slogan coming on here.
All right. Well, then it comes to my turn. I don't know where my notes went, though. I don't have a whole lot today. I feel like there's going to be more going on coming up in the very near future. But once again, I will say that you can find me live in these places. I'll be at Manatee Island again in Fort Pierce tomorrow at 5:30. A Friday night at 8 p.m. I will be at Shindig Irish Pub in Port St. Lucie. And Saturday, rounding out my weekend at 1 p.m., I will be at Costa de Este Beach Resort in Vero Beach, Florida. If I have any Spanish speakers out there, I need somebody to clarify Costa de Este, because I think I'm saying it right. And I've always said it that way, but I might not be sure. So if anyone could make sure I'm saying that right, that would be great. Also, as always, please subscribe to the Brad Brock Music YouTube channel. You can search Brad Brock Music and find that there. That's where these podcasts go to live once they're done here on Facebook. And I do want to say that very shortly, in the next couple of weeks, we will be streaming on multiple platforms. So the live shows will be on Facebook, they will be on YouTube, and they will also be streaming live on Twitch. So if you are any members of that, it's Brad Brock Music across the board for all of those things. And I would love for you to subscribe to all of those, and it gives you options. And of course, with YouTube, I'm able to embed the videos into jamsandcocktails.com and bradbrock.com. So it will be streaming live on those websites as well. So you have plenty of options. The Brad Brock Music app is still up and running. You can get that for Android or iPhone, and it will be streaming live in that coming up soon. And of course, there's a feature in that app that I love, but I never get to use it. There's one human being on earth that uses it regularly when she comes out to my shows, and that is Ashley Morales. And every time she comes to my show, when I get done with my set, I look at my phone and there's a request message for a song that she wanted to hear. So thank you, Ashley, for using the app. That feature is really cool, especially in a time like this with social distancing. You don't even have to come near me. You can request songs right from your phone, and it appears before me. I just need to be a little more on the ball and watch for those notifications. But yeah, you can tell me what song.
You should start using your smartwatch. You get a little zappity zap.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Or does it? I guess it would show up, right?
That would be smart.
Oh. And you could watch it.
I'm here all week.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Wow.
Dad jokes.
Yeah.
Bunch of dads in here.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, the app is pretty cool. And of course, there's tons of information in that app as well. So go download it. It is completely free. And anything that you do in there, I get to, it comes directly to me. So it's not like a, pay to play kind of thing. I don't know. Anyway, also go join the Jams and Cocktails group on Facebook. The link for that is in the description of this video. And if you're interested at all in supporting the podcast, there is a link there for our Venmo and a link for our PayPal. And I don't know if I put it in there, but if we do have an Amazon wish list, if you're interested in taking a peek at that, let me know, and I will send you that link. Yeah, this has been your shameless plug. Thank you, God.
Wow. Aggressive.
I know. All right, guys, thank you. Calm down.
Quiet.
I do hope very much to start getting live musical guests back in the studio here. I definitely wanted to take kind of a little hiatus with that while they were getting back into gear and getting back into gigs, which is what this particular episode is all about, getting back to the grind. And I'm very, very happy that a lot of my colleagues and a lot of my dear friends are getting back to their gigs. So definitely go and check out live music. The venues are doing a really good job at giving you space to have to yourself while you are still enjoying and supporting the music there. Most musicians are offering a virtual tip bucket. They put little signs out. You can still Venmo them or PayPal them just like you've been doing for the live streams, but now you go and see them in real life. So there doesn't have to be a cash exchange. You can still support them in that way, which is very, very cool. And a lot of people have been doing that. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. But as I mentioned, as we start getting back in the groove, I definitely want to start pulling some of our local musicians to come back into the studio and play some music for you, and we can get their stories. So I think it's shot time. One more time.
One more time?
What do you say?
All right.
Yes.
One more time.
Oh, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right? It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
First time.
Yeah, no, that was awful.
It's coming around to collect the shot glasses there.
Now it's stuck in your head.
Yeah, forever. Well, while she's making those shots, maybe I'll play a song. It's been a long time since I've played any music myself here on Jams and Cocktails. So let me...
I'll sing.
Oh, heavens. On second thought, let's just forget this. No, I'm kidding.
Can we mute the mic?
All right, let me whip around here and get my old guitar out.
Ooh, what song are you going to do?
I don't even know. This is so...
Any requests? Anyone in the audience?
Yeah, if you're out there and you want to hear a request, I'm down to do that.
Chime in quickly.
have to admit, when I played at Hurricane Grill on last Saturday, I I have not played acoustic guitar for an entire show in a very, very long time, right? My fingers killed. I thought they were gonna fall off. So when people like Deal and people like Johnny Depp were talking about being rusty, I was like, oh yeah, no, I totally understand. Chili Bean, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to Jams and Cocktails. I hope you have a cocktail with you. So I guess before we do the song, we're going to do a toast to all of you out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Salud to all of you.
Salud.
Oops.
Cheers, cheers.
Oops. Oh, those are good. I feel like those are going to be real dangerous here in a little bit.
Heavenly.
I tell you, that Crown Apple is pretty good for the good one.
I kind of think it's better than with the pucker.
The pucker.
Yeah, because that's a little... Oh, there's a lizard in here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, in the ladder over there.
Yeah, he lives here.
What's his name?
He lives here. His name is Jeremy.
He scared me.
I named him after our friend Jeremy.
Oh, Jermo.
All right. Well, I always love a good request for my own song. And this came from Drew, who is a top fan. It says so on the chat.
Ooh, then it must be true.
I know. And he's a very good friend of mine. We met many, many years ago now on a cruise ship. He was sailing with his lovely wife, Terry, whose mother is celebrating a birthday today. And they actually came and saw me recently at Manatee Island just before this all went down. Steve requests Once Upon a Bottle of Rum. Yep. So, I got a couple songs here to do for you. Here we go. Ooh, and I'm in. Da-da-da. All right, first song. This is for Drew. The song's called Back to Blue. My phone blows up again. She says she's having breaths. I got nothing else to do. She said I should come out too. It's only 10:30. Thoughts are perking, drifting in. Wild nights around this town, I know how it's going down. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer, and I know when the night is through, I'm in bags of blue. I'm in bags of blue. I see those eyes again, that come and get me grin. She tells me as she walks past, I just can't help but to laugh. don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looked real good. She looks over, people closer. And I know the night is through. I've been back to blue. I've been back to blue. I've been back to blue. Thank you very much. All right, we'll do one more request here. This is a little song I wrote quite a long time ago. Or not really, I didn't write it a long time ago, but I wrote it about things that happened a long time ago. Scotch. There's definitely elements of this song that are completely true and completely false. So...
Which means they're all true.
Yeah, but the truth is, it all did happen once upon a bottle of rum. Well, the streets are all empty, and the stores are all closed. I've got a rip in my shirt, and I'm trying to get home. The money I had was a post trying to shine to buy the whole bar around just before closing time. That part's true. Any good tale I have is worth being told. Starting with something in silver or gold. There are some things that can't be undone. It all happened once upon a bottle of rum. It all happened once upon a bottle of rum. Yes, it did. So I sailed on to find what I just hadn't found. Living my life in my little hometown. So I traveled the world singing songs to get by. I fell in love by the dozens on those hot island nights. And a good tale I have is worth being told. Started with something in silver and gold. There are some things that can't be undone. It all happened once upon a bottle of rum. It all happened once upon a bottle of rum. And I'm old and gray with my kids by my side. They ask me about all the times of my life. I'll smile and I'll say they're the things that I've done. Happened once upon a bottle of rum. It all happened once upon a bottle of rum. once or twice or a few times. Yeah, thank you.
I'll tell you, I think that's probably one of the best songs you've ever written.
Oh, you're just saying that.
Because everybody can relate to that song.
Unless you're not a rummy. But
replace it with whatever drink.
Yeah, really. All happened once upon a whatever you drink. Oh man. Well, that was fun. You guys, I don't get to play a lot on the show, but I do want to bring to light that there are still some musical artists that are currently still not playing gigs or haven't gotten back to their gigs that are still live streaming. So don't forget about the artists that have been live streaming all this time for you while you were hanging out at home. They are still out there doing their thing. And I'm sure that they'd love to see you still tuning into those shows. And I will be live streaming my live shows. I've done it for a couple of them now, and it's been pretty fun. So it was something that I was working on prior to COVID-19 kind of coming down and with the wrecking ball. So at least I was a little ahead of the curve there in terms of streaming.
Ahead of the curve. See what you did.
Yeah, a little. While we're flattening the curve, I was ahead of the curve, and at least on the streaming front.
Story of my life.
Jeremy says, all happened once upon a pinnacle shot, Hearn.
No.
Oh, dude. Is there a story there?
That never happened.
Oh, no. Never, ever?
As long as somebody doesn't say it happened upon a bottle of Zima. No.
Yeah. No.
What?
If you can drink Pinnacle without throwing up,
You're
the real deal.
When I was growing up, like, Pinnacle Whipped was like the first.
Don't even mention it.
One of the first flavors that Pinnacle started coming out with when they started doing the flavored vodkas.
And it was so deceitfully good. And then you threw up everywhere.
Sickening sweet. Yeah.
That's what turned your stomach, is the sweetness in it.
Oh.
I know. It's just like Jimmy Eat World says.
What?
The sweetness. Okay. That landed. I wish I had like a wah 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 wah.
No.
I need to get a crowd that boos.
Oh, we can do that. We can be that for you.
Oh, Drew. He says, thanks, man. Love the live stream. Can't get to the gigs too quick from Texas. That's the truth. But Drew, you are a champion. Drew always tunes into everything I do, and I really appreciate you, man. And thank you for continuing to be a friend all these years later after the cruise ships. I do want to mention I am putting together a very special cruise ship life episode of Jams and Cocktails. It's going to be a little bit of a different format, and I'm currently scouring the earth and all my old cruise ship friends to interview and have recorded interviews. It's difficult to do them live because a lot of them live in Europe and Australia, where it's tomorrow already. And so to be able to pull them for 8 p.m. Eastern interview here is pretty tough, at least to get them while they're still standing, because it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. there. So we're putting together a very special show. I have a lot of friends that worked on cruise ships and have since retired. I have friends that still work on cruise ships. So we're going to kind of touch on how COVID had really affected their careers. And we're going to focus on life living on board cruise ships. And just to put it out there, like I do have friends that have a negative view on the cruise ship business. I personally had a great experience and really, really enjoyed my time on ships. But I fully understand the gripes that some people have. So we'll be touching on that as well, because it's a very interesting life. And I think it's a career in life that people don't really get to hear enough about. I've seen many, many blogs. And of course, you have television shows like Below Deck and things like that, which are the yachts and the crew members on the yachts, and it's not much different than that. It's actually quite similar, just on a larger scale of people. But I'm very excited about that episode. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I think I might get my buddy Terry Dobson to come back into the studio, who is a cruise ship alumni with me, and we'll have him live here to talk about his experiences, past and present, and possibly future. You never know. But so we are still watching the chat, and I feel like I kind of blasted through a lot of my main content for this podcast really early. So.
You did start off strong.
I did.
You just went out the gate running.
Right. I needed to keep your attention.
He wasn't running fast though. He had short legs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not funny, but it is kind of funny. So, I guess, should we do another shot?
Ow,
Jesus.
ow, stop
If you have
twisting
to
my arm.
ask.
Yeah, twist
Can
that arm.
Okay. Do you have notes on the Lipton tea?
The Lipton tea.
Yeah. Can I do one to you?
Oh, you want a Lipton tea me?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Tea me?
All right, give me your best James Lipton.
I don't know what he sounds like.
So, Brad, how does dark feel?
No.
There you go.
No. I mean, it's kind of good. It's kind of good. It's like it's very
Mysterious old man,
very
kind
like-
of. Yeah.
Elly, can you get that low?
Perfect.
Oh, Tony Espinosa chimed in. He says, "Sorry, I let you down." Hey, buddy, you never, ever, ever let me down, my friend.
Aww.
You are a champion, and you are great at what you do, and we enjoy your messages each week. I let myself down because I normally have a previous recorded video queued up and ready to rock and roll in case, but I was kind of under the deadline to get all of my artist quotes and everything put together for all of you, because I was getting them all in today and putting those videos together. So no worries, Tony. Thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning in, brother. And we'll get right back into it. And I can't wait for things to get back to at least a normal scenario where we can have you live here as a panelist and chime in through our conversations. So we're gonna do this. Let me see if I can find a cue card here.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god, there's a lot of junk. Oh my god, right on top.
Oh wow.
All right, I have like 2 shelves on this desk, loaded with stuff, loaded with random papers and paper cutters, and I think I have a piano under there.
Would you like me to pass it down the assembly line here?
Okay, so each question there's a slash. Okay, so it's basically 2 questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
We're gonna do this.
I'll figure it out.
We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this.
Okay.
It's terrible. I've asked these questions 100 times.
Right. So you should have excellent answers.
I don't have any answers at all.
Right.
Okay, wait. We're gonna go to the scene, which means I'm probably gonna have to turn the cameras back.
Oh no.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. Well, we're going to put me on the hot seat for Inside the Lipton Tea with Elly Brock. Oh no.
Oh, hello. Hello, love.
Are you guys gonna have to switch seats?
Really?
Easiest way.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's literally the easiest way.
All right.
All right. Here we are. The ladies are going to switch seats, and we're going to have an Inside the Lipton Tea edition with me and your host, Elly Brock.
All right. I'm glad there's a booster seat for me.
Right?
Okay. What is your
Wait.
favorite? Oh.
Wait. Let me get you in frame here.
Move her mic down.
Yeah,
there.
I'm sorry.
It's very short.
There we go.
Very short. Okay.
Oh, Jordan's just 6'8".
I'm ready.
Okay. What is your favorite word?
Oh, these are hard. Favorite word.
You know what it is.
Rum.
Is a word?
Fun.
Rhymes with rum.
Rum. Okay. What is your least favorite word?
This is tough.
Yeah, right? This is what you do to people.
No, it's not fair because I usually send them out ahead of time and let them ponder.
Empty, as in the glass is empty.
Least favorite word, empty. I like that. I'll roll with
Jesus.
that.
Okay.
No.
What
God.
sound do you love?
I love the sound of a cork coming out of a bottle. Favorite sound.
Okay. What sound do you hate?
I hate the sound of people kissing that aren't me.
That hurt me.
Yeah.
What is your favorite curse word?
Shucks.
Shucks.
So there's two.
Go ahead.
The first, the sober one is fuck. The drunk one is the C word.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough. What
Connecticut.
Connecticut. What other profession would you like to do?
Podcast host.
What other profession would you not like to do?
Let me think. I would not like to work in retail.
Have you ever worked in retail?
I have not.
Okay, then.
I know it's bizarre. I've never worked in retail, and now you know why.
Okay. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Wrong gate, Brad.
You're supposed to be in Terminal B.
Going down.
Let's see. Let me try to find something profound to say. I would just hope that he said good job.
Okay.
Or just shook his head.
And
and
this has
laughed.
been Lipton Tea.
Inside the Lipton Tea. Thanks, Elly.
I said we put Jordan in the hot seat now.
Sorry, you couldn't move your mic back 10 feet.
Oh, man. We should definitely try that again another time. I have some better answers.
Oh, round two.
You had like 10 minutes to prepare.
You've only
You
been
knew
doing
what was coming.
Yeah,
Buddy.
you've only been doing Lipton tea for like 10 weeks. You think you'd
Yeah.
have some answers,
You
sir.
listen to your conscience.
But you put me on the spot, man. Put me on the spot. I do feel bad for... There have been a couple guests that I did not send them in advance to. And
Didn't you do that to DJ Ned?
DJ Nell, yeah.
DJ Nell, sorry.
Yeah,
My bad.
I did not send him the questions in advance. It's, those questions were actually, they didn't originate on Inside the Actor Studio. They were from somewhere else. Maybe I'll look it up real quick because it is very interesting. Interview questions.
I feel like everyone's like favorite curse word though is fuck.
I think it's
You know,
overused.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's definitely a very common, easy word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like people are afraid to say the C word.
I like shitbag also.
Shitbag is kind of like, is that hyphenated, I think?
Doesn't that count?
I just like shit.
You
I
like
don't know
shit?
if it's like a curse word, but one thing that I say all the time is Jesus Christ. Always.
Hey, careful.
Right, like, but I feel like that might be a curse word.
cheese and rice.
Yeah, cheese and rice or Jesus
Jesus
tap
tap
dancing.
dancing
I said that today.
Yeah,
And they were like, what did you say? It's like
Okay.
Jesus tap dancing Christ.
So I pulled up the Wikipedia here.
Credible source.
Very
Yes,
credible.
yes.
yes. It said the questionnaire concept was originated by French television personality Bernard Pivot. I'm sure that's Pivot. I just suck at speaking other languages. On his show Apostrophes, and it's after the Proust questionnaire, which I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole here.
Watch out for Alice.
Yeah. So the Proust questionnaire is a set of questions answered by the French writer Marcel Proust, and often used by modern interviewers. Oh, there are quite a few. Oh, this could be more interesting now that I've seen that there are more questions than just those questions. Like, one of them is, where would you like to live? Your favorite color and flower?
You should do your standard 4 or 5 questions, and then every week pop in a brand new one. Keep them on guard.
Touche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, you speak French.
Touche. Yeah. We might have to explore this a little bit and get outside of that, especially if we have some guests that come back as repeats.
Yeah. Spice it up. Spicy.
The spice of life. Variety, as they say. Oh, how's it going over there, Jordan?
Fantastic.
Yeah, you've been a little quiet tonight.
No.
Yes.
Oh. Well, compared to some weeks.
Yeah, dare we flash back to a couple of weeks ago. We know for sure
I was
that
just living my best quarantine life.
No longer in quarantine, though.
No.
You're out in the world doing
Opening
stuff.
it up.
Yeah.
I know. And back to the grind. See how I just pulled that all back together? No, it is quite nice to be back to the grind. It is nice
to be responsible again.
Yeah.
Right?
It is nice to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I understand fully that a lot of people are not ready for this. I understand fully that people are being very cautious about getting back out into it. And I hold that in my heart, and I respect that. But there has to be a group of people that are ready to go and test the waters. And I'm one of those people. I honestly am. I am cautious. I make sure I wash my hands. I always have my little bottle of Purell with me everywhere I go, so I'm not out there being completely oblivious. In fact, we Jordan and I on Sunday, after my show at Sneaky Tiki, we went out to eat at a restaurant. I won't name names because it's not really it's not necessary. But we were going across the parking lot, and the manager of the restaurant came out and greeted us very politely in the middle of the restaurant with a mask on and said, "Hey, we'd love for you to come in. You just have to wear a mask to your table, and then you can take it off." And I thought it was interesting, and we complied because I needed that tasty goodness. And it wasn't such a massive inconvenience to me or the fact that I didn't have one or something like that. We had one. We pack them handy in the van, so no worries. But it was interesting because we'd gone to other places where it's just like, come on in, glad to have you back, a Wild West, but both made me feel uneasy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's uneasy to see everybody coming in wearing masks. It's also uneasy to see people just throwing caution to the wind. So I feel like we're gonna find this kind of crazy seesaw for the next few weeks until some more data comes in and people become more comfortable being back out in the world. It's a scary thing. Like it's mortality is a really hard pill to swallow. And you have some people that are like, "Oh, death, come at me, bro." It's true, and then you have other people that covet their life, and both are entitled to those feelings. And I agree with both of them. I can't say that I every day wake up saying, "I'll take whatever's coming at me." Sometimes I'd like to be a little cautious. And,
Today is a good day to die.
Yeah, sometimes I like to leave that extra 15 minutes to drive a little slower because I just get a feeling, And then there's other days where I'm like, I'm going to go skydiving.
Right.
And it just, so I'm fortunate. And I think that's fortunate to be able to look at my life one day and be like, yeah, we're good. I feel like being adventurous today, and then the next,
one of the things I think is interesting is you got people that are scared to death of this, and they'll have their mask and their gloves and all that, and then they'll go get in their car and drive like an absolute idiot.
Right.
I'm scared of catching the disease, but not killing myself and other people on the roadway?
Well, the answer to that is short and simple, is that driving in your car is routine.
Yep.
You do it every day.
Right.
And many, many people have done it since the day they turned 16 years old. So and driving like maniacs
Is the norm.
since they were 16 years old. So they're not afraid of it. This is the new hotness.
Yep.
This is a threat that is brand new to many people, to most people. And that's enough for people to it's easy to say, oh, you're just a scaredy cat. But at the same time, it's tough.
Well, the truth is that it is something that is actually killing people.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it is taking people's lives. And that's, be a decent person, wear your mask when you should, stay 6 feet away from people, One thing that I love is the fucking fashion masks that are going on now. This shit is on the runway now. There's models walking with masks that are thousands of dollars, made by designers.
Yeah, totally blinged out, ready to rock and
I
roll.
love it. It's amazing. It's just such a weird, social niche there that they were just yeah, we're going to make this fashionable.
Yeah.
Apple's making one soon.
No
Disney has them, they're on all the covers of Vogue and stuff. Vogue is doing a, at home kind of special, and everyone's got their blinged out masks or mask scarves that come all the way down, and you're just this is wild.
It would be nice if we paid this kind of attention to all diseases that kill us.
Well, that's the thing, and
Right.
What's interesting and my personal take on it, because I would consider myself a capitalist. I would consider myself an opportunist in a lot of ways. I'm also pretty conscious about the things I do, and I'm genuinely try to make sure that I create and the things that I do are beneficial to a larger purpose, not just for gain for myself. And that's honest. I'm not just blowing smoke. But at the same time, I get it. I get the blinged out, and I get that people push a certain point of view or certain information to get people to react a certain way, because that's the art of business.
Yep.
That's the art of negotiation. And when you take away everything and you just sit two people at a table and you're trying to figure something out, you need to give them information that gets them back to your side. And and if that means eliminating certain information and really pushing more important information to push your side, that's what you do. And it's the way it is. And so that's how I've dealt my whole life. So when I see this is not news to me. When I see people, thumping one way or thumping the other, I get it. I totally understand, and I totally understand how they got to that point in their heads. Yeah. So it's really interesting for me to watch the landscape and to watch my friends who are friends with each other, really debate these things. I don't get involved because I don't really have a side. No. Genuinely and generally, I have been very, very fortunate through this entire experience and through most of the experiences in my life to have a safety net in terms of people and support systems and just good planning to make sure that I was never destitute or let out to dry, and that's the best I can do. It's the best anybody can do, because anything else can strike you down at any moment. So I do feel for people that lost their jobs and have kids at home, or were in crushing debt, and maybe through their own fault, but that doesn't matter when somebody just is working on trying to get out of that debt, and then all of a sudden it's just wiped out. Their work is wiped out. It's really, really tough, and I really feel for those people, and I think they deserve a second look.
And I think that's one thing like one positive thing that's going to come out of this is a lot of people are going to look at things a little differently when it comes to having, you know, a backup plan or having,
Absolutely.
you know, something set up for disasters like this, because, you know, like no one ever thinks that something like this is going to happen, that you're going to be out of work for 9 weeks at the drop of a dime. You know, people like me who are fortunate enough to still be working through all of this.
By the way, thank you for being an essential employee.
Yeah, thank you. You know, but there are restaurant workers that are not at work right now and are still not at work. You know, and there's a lot of people that still aren't back at work, and it's 9 weeks. We counted to the day, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I think a positive thing that's going to come out of this is a lot of more people are going to have contingency plans. They're going to do savings accounts. They're going to have some sort of investments and be more prepared for things like this. Because us living in Florida, like, we have hurricanes and shit. Like, you know, you're out of work if your house gets blown away. You know, things happen, your business gets shut down, or, you know, just whatever. People will be more prepared, I think, which is a good thing.
I think one of the things hopefully people take from this is you need to start living within your means. Too many people in today's world live outside their means. They live outside of what they make. They live with no plan other than to make enough money to have fun the next weekend. You know, especially the younger people. And I was no different when I was younger. You know, you lived for that next weekend. But hopefully this will put it in a little more perspective. Kind of live within your means. Live for a little bit longer financially and emotionally for more than just the next week.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that sentiment. At the same time, it's...
You know, I mean, if
I just want to collect my thoughts before I say
Even,
something
well,
stupid.
it's not even just younger generation, because I've seen it too. Older generation, they have maxed out credit cards. They're
don't
buying
learn.
brand new cars. They have houses they can't afford. They're renting furniture. You know, like, they're financing everything. They're refinancing shit. And it's just
Absolutely.
like, no.
Well, okay, to go back, because I pulled my thought back together. I was reading comments too. I think that begins with education.
Absolutely.
And a massive problem is that kids don't learn how to
balance a checkbook.
You know, and I say kids, but I'm talking about my generation of kids didn't learn basic home economics.
No.
And how to deal with your money the right way, because you know, I read a comment here. Jeremy, a good friend of mine, good friend of Jordan's, made a comment about paying people a living wage to begin with, and I agree with that as well. But the problem is, it's not politicians that are going to fix that. That is a private sector issue. So you can tell the government, or we can demand the government put restrictions or make companies do these things. They're just going to figure out a way to not do them by cutting out something else. What needs to happen is that people's productivity needs to be A, recognized earlier in their lives, and B, they need to develop that. And that's not finishing high school and going to college for Algebra 2. That's not what this is about.
Yeah.
College is still a valuable resource in education, but your learning should start way earlier on how to develop yourself as a productive human being.
Exactly. And I think it is an educational thing. I mean, they don't even... I mean, I'm almost 50, and when I was in school, we learned economics, and I mean real economics, how the stock market works, how a checking account works, how investments work, how a credit card works, how interest works. We learned all that in high school. So by the time we got out of high school, we had a working knowledge. We weren't learning how a credit card interest rate works while we were in the middle of it. You know, we knew what a student loan was and what the interest rate on a student loan was and how much you were going to be paying back and for how long. I don't think they really educate people much on that. I think that's something nowadays they have to go out and get on their own.
Right. But what's you kind of hit the nail on the head there. It's interesting that you can go out and learn about these things on your own. Mm-hmm. And I think that should be used a lot more as well. Like the things you need to know don't need to be learned in a classroom. They certainly don't need to be learned by the mainstream media. Yeah. But there are we have a global human cloud of knowledge at our fingertips at all times. I have woken up in the middle of the night out of a dead sleep.
Google.
Because I was thinking about something and I looked it up, and then you cross-check it with a couple other sources, and you have pretty good information.
Yep.
At that point. So this is available 100% of the time for most people on Earth. So it's interesting. It is very interesting, and like I say, I'm pretty middle of the road in terms of things politically and socially, because I fall into a category that things don't really affect me one way or another. So I empathize more than I can sympathize with a lot of people that are affected on either end of the spectrum, because I'm in the middle, and so I draw my conclusions based on, and I'm fortunate enough to have a diverse group of friends that have very different ideals, and I could see and legitimately have conversations with people on both sides, and really for myself get a grasp of what's really going on, and then trying to find some middle ground and potentially save a friendship,
right?
Because a lot of those friends are friends with each other, and it's very interesting. It's what a time to be alive, because we are watching some things unfold socially, economically, and politically that is completely unprecedented, and it is definitely going to be in some history books or history Wikipedias.
Like one thing, it's an interesting time for sure, but this is like the past probably 5 to 10 years. Like, this shit's gonna be in history books.
Oh yeah.
Like we're making history right now that's gonna be taught years later.
No, this is historical, and
absolutely.
So I encourage any of you to take a step outside of your feelings and of everything that's going on, and just take a look from the outside, the big picture look, and recognize that this is something that you're a part of, that people will talk about till the end of time.
And be a positive force in it. Don't be the fucking asshole.
Yes. And that goes back to my, I will admit that I choose to not wear a mask when I am outside. That is a personal choice, and I certainly don't go out of my way to make people uncomfortable by getting close to them if they are wearing masks.
Right.
I assume that if you're not wearing a mask, that we're kind of cool, and it's cool to go give you a fist bump, or if you approach me, I'm not opposed to people approaching me. That's not something that bothers me tremendously. However, I don't go out to make people feel uncomfortable, and I keep my distance unless it is warranted for me to approach somebody or requested. So I think if people just kept that kind of mindset, in that there are people that do not want that kind of connection right now, but have to be out or want to be out.
Right.
Because everybody reserves the right to go out and have dinner. And if they want to sit at their table with their mask on until their food comes,
let them.
Or if they want to sit with the mask over their mouth and down below their nose because it's hard to breathe, like that's their prerogative. If that mask makes them feel better about being outside, I want them to do it, because I want them to get back to normal.
Right.
And that's the step.
So the thing is, like, my compromise with the people that wear their mask below their nose, maybe they're just like spit talkers, the people that like just spit whenever they talk, and like at least they're not going to do that to you. They might get a little like snot, you ever laugh and you get a little out.
Now, what I get a kick out is the people driving in their car by themselves with the mask still on. It cracks me up every time I see it.
I made an argument for that I think sticks. Once you affix a mask to your face, you're not supposed to touch it ever again. So if you are going from one place to another, you really shouldn't touch your mask with your filthy gloves on your hand to remove it while you're driving in your car. So you just wear it until you get back to home base. And so that I get. And I only say that because I did that one time with my mask on, and I was driving, and then I saw a meme about it, and I was like, oh, that was me.
So I want to tell a little story about where I live, which is not the greatest right now. It's soon to change to a very nice neighborhood. But where I live right now is not a nice neighborhood, and there's a car. And since this started, I see that they hang their mask on their like rear view mirror. And every week they add another mask. And there's like 10 masks hanging on their rear view mirror right now. Just like, if that's contaminated, like you're just chilling in your car with all that. Like throw those things out.
It's going to be the new thing, like a flag.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the sunlight reflecting through the windshield kills all the germs.
Oh, of course it does.
Please elaborate, Dr. Fauci.
Yes. But seriously, we're to a point now where we get spoon-fed information. It comes from every direction, and it comes in every day.
Oh, yeah.
Every hour,
Yeah.
every day. So you can't make the excuse that you're uninformed one way or another. So I do not knock people that take the precautions. I encourage them to come out, wear a mask, keep some hand sanitizer with you, and come out and get back to your life. But if you are not ready for that, stay home.
Stay home.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
We will go out and we will test the water for you. I
Yeah.
promise. And if it's good, then welcome back.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing. And I see a lot of just people with venom on social media.
Like,
and it's like,
even in real life, you know, like if you're gonna go out and be that asshole that is going to yell at someone for not wearing a mask or not wearing their mask the right way, like
stay home.
Right, like why? One, there's a nicer way to confront someone about that. Be like, hey, do you mind putting a mask on? Like, do you have a mask? Or, you know, offer an extra mask that you have something, you know. Or just keep your fucking mouth shut. Keep your comments to yourself, you know, and like think it all in your head. But like, don't be that person, you know. Like if you feel a certain way, like don't make someone else feel bad. Maybe they can't afford a mask because they're expensive right now, you know, or they're doing their best. Maybe they got some makeshift like bullshit mask. Like they're doing their part. Like don't be an asshole.
Exactly.
It's it is wild terrain.
I love the people who, you know, wear the gloves or the masks, and then they obviously go in the parking lot or whatever and just throw their shit everywhere. It's like, so let's just kill the planet, and we'll all die anyways. So that's cool.
That's
even though, or they'll have like the cart area with the trash can, and they'll be like on the ground next to the trash can. Like the trash can was just really the opening of the lid was just.
You want to open up a whole other bag of a bag of worms or a can of worms? Like that's you know.
Yeah, that really grinds my gears.
Yeah, no, and I get it, man. It's just, you know, from one day to the next.
My friend posted a video of
go
like
from hating straws to
the supermarket
gloves.
one of the supermarket parking lots up in Michigan, and there were just like gloves everywhere on the ground. Like this was a while ago, like
That's crazy.
a couple months ago. Yeah, and I was just like,
oh yeah,
okay.
Christine says, Jordan, your hair looks great lately.
Always, always.
Thank you.
you go, girl.
You're a gem.
And another funny thing's going to be, I wonder what the beaches are going to be like this weekend.
Oh, for Memorial Day, yeah.
Well, because they opened up Monday,
Mobbed.
but Monday and Tuesday were like horrible beach weather.
Right, yeah.
The funny thing is it's probably going to be jam-packed with people that haven't been to the beach in 20 years. And they're going to be like, I've got to go to the beach because I was told I couldn't.
Yeah, no, it's true. Jeremy says it's really sad there. That,
I just want to.
the streets are littered with the disposable gloves and masks.
I could imagine.
And that's Philadelphia at Jeremy's
Yeah.
at.
I could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to touch on one thing. Okay, so like a lot of people are going through this thing where you're stuck at home, you're in quarantine, and you feel like shit because you're not being productive, right?
Right.
Like, and that really bothers me because I'm like, no, like don't feel that way. Like it's okay to stay home. That's what you're supposed to be doing, you know? Like you don't have to learn a new language or do any of this other shit. Like just do what you're supposed to do. Stay at home. Like it's okay to fucking rest.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Or keep busy.
Don't feel like an asshole. It's okay.
keep busy at home.
Right, or
clean the
don't,
house.
or just sit on your couch and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
You're helping.
yeah.
I'm
You're
not gonna
doing
lie.
your part.
I definitely took advantage of some downtime. I focused mainly on the podcast and making sure that
you stayed productive.
productive in a way. But I see a lot of my colleagues musically are like with Deal James, perfect example. This music tonight. Is out there cutting records and making music. I didn't write a goddamn song this whole quarantine. But I also went from playing 7 nights a week for the last year and a half, and saying, I think every night I came home and told Jordan, like, God, I just need a vacation. I just need I need to figure out how to perform less and blah blah blah, whatever.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Now you got
so
your vacation.
exhausted and beat.
Yeah, and then here we go, a 9-week vacation.
It's all Brad's fault.
And let me tell you, you are right. It was actually, once I got past the anxiety of like losing income, and once Jordan and I kind of figured out our game plan, I was able to take a breath and like sit on a couch and watch RuPaul's Drag Race. and like
His favorite show, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think sitting on the couch is fine, but the problem with that is if after 9 weeks of it, then you start to feel like you have not accomplished anything. You ever get that feeling when you sit around all day and you're like, God, I didn't do a damn thing all day long. Mm-hmm. Now, multiply that times 9 weeks of sitting around going, God, I didn't do a damn thing. I think it can affect you. So even accomplishing little things throughout the day, even if it's cleaning your house, doing different things around your home, something where at the end of the day you can go, well, at least I did something.
But the thing is people like that, if they are that way and they feel that way, they're not going to sit on the couch comfortably for 9 weeks. They're going to get up and they're going to do shit. You're going to be productive. You may not be as productive as you had planned to be, and you may still feel like you're not doing enough. But if you get up and like do laundry and clean your house and work a little on a project or whatever, like you're still doing something.
Exactly.
The people that are going to sit on their couch and watch Netflix for 9 weeks straight don't give a fuck.
You're right.
Like
they're the people who do it anyway.
Happy. They're the people that are already on unemployment. They're used to that.
That's funny. Kevin McLaughlin, a Jams and Cocktails alumni. I feel like alumni is like multiple people. Alum
is the correct term, I believe.
Anyway, Kevin McLaughlin, an alum of the Jams and Cocktails podcast, he wrote a message in here that says the whole world wanted to take a month off and stay home until someone told them they had to.
Right.
If that's not crazy, I don't know what is. And I agree. I feel like and I guess I'm guilty of that. I always say, "Oh, I want a break. I need a break. I want a break." But then, I was gifted 9 weeks.
Right. Yeah. No one wants that much of a break.
But I'm just a hive worker, man. I just keep going. And I like that,
And I think it affects the people more that are like so active every day and out there working and doing the grind every single day. Like you were working every single morning and then you would play shows at night. And then when all of that stops and you have nothing else to do, like that will mentally fuck with you because now I don't know what the fuck to do.
That was depressing for a few weeks.
Well, that's
right.
It's the same thing with like a retirement. If you're in a position where you can retire. And you've worked hard your whole life, and now you retire. That's why a lot of people don't exist long in retirement because they have no plan of anything to do.
God, if I retired, I would.
So they just sit home all day long.
I'd have retired. The difference, I think, between this and retirement, and I kind of tried to look at it as retirement for me, but the idea of like you retire and then you just stay in your house all the time,
and not enough zeros in the bank account.
In 5 years, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I can't wait. My friend Drew, he said, speaking of beaches, Galveston, Texas has been overrun since they opened up. Lots of problems. He said, I lived there for 18 years and have a lot of friends down there. And he gets a lot of info. Said it's been pretty brutal and out of control or out of hand. Plan on letting Cabin Fever crowd have their run and then go down to the island. And he hits it on the head.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have a lot of people that go out there and go ham because they have been pent up. and they're like, I guess they're the control group of this experiment.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's even deeper than that. As people, we don't like to be told we can't do something.
Well,
So when somebody says, "Oh, you can do it now," it may be something you don't even want to do, but you just feel compelled to go do it. Like I said, they're going to go to the beach. They never go to the beach. Haven't been there in 20 years, 10 years.
yeah, but they're packing that cooler and they're heading out there.
They don't even like the beach, but they're going to go.
Right.
Christine says on our drive out there to NOLA, the Panhandle was nuts.
Yeah.
Spring break all
And
over.
again, like, don't be that asshole.
Yeah. Wear your mask.
All right.
No, don't go to the beach.
That's the thing, you know. Something's got to give, and so far I'm pretty interested in Florida, particularly because I live here. But I think their plan of action, you know, the governor is criticized for opening it all, but he didn't open up with the full power that the federal government gave him. You
Right.
know, they said 50% straight out of the box for restaurants, and he went with 25%. You know, the government said that movie theaters could open, no problem, and the governor of Florida decided against that. You know, so he's not going full balls to the wall with what Washington is deciding, and that is my stance on government in general. Is that I think state government should have more control over their states and more power over their states, and he's using that.
The thing is, they do. The states, everything's being handled right. The governors know better of what goes on in their state and how their state functions, as opposed to Washington, D.C., that some people there may not have even been to that state. We're a republic, which means our states are supposed to have more power than the federal government.
Sure.
Federal government's just supposed to help out. It's not supposed to run the states. If that was it, then we wouldn't have governors. We would have just...
Yeah, we'd have
a president, and that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd have like what does Canada have? Not precincts, but something like that.
Provinces.
Province. Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, what works good here may not work somewhere else.
It's
You know?
true. It's true.
We got to worry about beaches, but when Iowa opens up, they don't have to worry about beaches.
Did you see her comment there, Jordan?
Yeah.
Christine says,
Anytime, girl.
she said, "Oh, Jordan Taylor, totally side subject, but I got some yummy orange juice last week. It's amazing. And thanks again for the
Was it
coupons."
Was it Juicy-licious?
Yeah, ooh, that's good too.
Juice-alicious.
Juice-alicious. And juiciful.
Juiciful. There you go.
Juiciful.
Well, you guys,
Where is Linda?
I sincerely hope that you enjoyed the episode and you enjoyed getting a little update from your local musicians on the front of our music industry. And I know we kind of got a little on a rant about procedures for COVID-19 moving forward, but I think it's important, and it's important to have these discussions, and I hope that whether you agree with what we've said or not, at least you've heard it from us, and you got a thought in your head, and thank you to those of you who commented in with your comments. I tried to get to each and every one of them because they're all very, very important, and I hope that together we come together and we get through this together, and we continue to open up, we continue to get back to normal, because I miss you guys, and as far as I'm concerned, don't be
Such a liar.
I like I said, I will never judge somebody for taking their time to come back out. There's no rush on my end. I would never pressure you guys to get outside of your comfort zones until you're ready. But I will be out here testing the waters, and I will be out here bringing you information on the Treasure Coast entertainment scene and beyond, because we got some cool things coming from people outside the Treasure Coast. We'll be here. I'll be here. Jordan will be here on Jams and Cocktails. Elly's moving very, very close to us, so she'll be more of a mainstay staple here. A very insightful lady, and I love her to death, and I appreciate you being here, Elly Brock.
Well, not to death. We don't want that.
And of course, my brother Steve. We didn't have a camera for him tonight.
He looks just like Brad, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get
Taller.
confused.
You're taller.
Bigger.
I'll have to get like a graphic for you or avatar or something. But thank you, sir, for being here tonight.
An avatar.
Jordan Taylor. Oh, that's not you.
There she is.
Jordan, you are the light of my life.
Aww,
And
the apple of your eye.
yes. And I love you so much that I made sure you got a full-size desk tonight.
I
so-
know. I have so much space for my little tablet.
I know.
Oh, you can't even see the tablet.
There it is.
Using it as a computer.
And thank you guys so much once again for tuning in. Thank you for chiming in. Thanks for listening to what we had to say and supporting the show. Please go to YouTube tomorrow. It'll be up in HD. Please subscribe to the Brad Brock Music YouTube channel. Join our group on Facebook, Jams and Cocktails Live Podcast. That link is in the description for this video. If you'd like to support what we do, we have a Venmo and a PayPal link there as well. Throw us some dough. Otherwise, you guys, we will see you next week for another edition of Jams and Cocktails. We love you. Good night.
Bye, all.
I think they all liked the conversation at the end because we had post